Hello viewers, welcome back to Sahara TV. With me today is Mr. Ibikunle Francis. He works in the field of internet marketing, helping businesses take their products and their work online and streamline that process and make it profitable. Also, he has been a pioneer in social media and internet technology. Thank you so much for coming with us today on Sahara TV, Mr. Francis.
Thank you very much, David, for having me.
As we know, in the last few years, actually a number of years now, the internet has given rise to many opportunities for small business, medium business, even very large-scale business owners. You yourself, of course, have been in marketing for a number of years. So could you explain how you got into internet marketing? Why did you choose the field to start?
Okay, well, thank you very much, David, for asking me that questions. I started way back in mid-90s when I was in university in Nigeria. Then I was studying engineering. Then out of study, I was curious about technology. Then I looked at the direction where technology is going. So I now saw, oh, it's actually internet. So that was where I started. So the opportunity came fully when we started the Nigeria Internet Group. That was in '94. Then I become part of them, just like every other movement. So we are like the movement for Nigeria Internet Group. Then we're creating awareness, organizing seminars about internet, training people about internet. Then briefly, I worked for one of the pioneer company called Cosmos Technologies. Cosmos Technology was involved in training United staffs in trying to set up backbone internet connectivity in Nigeria. Okay. Back then, that was in the mid-90s. Then I was doing that until mid-20s when I came to the state. But the challenges then was the payment, e-commerce challenges. You want to do a lot of things. You want to host your website. You don't have a means of making payments online. You can't, even if when you pay, you want to pay. When you look at the drop down, Nigeria is not part of the list. So there's so many other challenges, and so people do not want to encourage you. So that's actually so far. So, but when I came, I know that is a problem we're facing. Let me see how I'll be a solution to that problem. When I got in here, I discovered that it's really big. So I saw I cannot handle this alone until I cannot handle it the way I was doing in Nigeria. They let me acquire education. Then when I got here, I was trying to look for colleges, schools where I can get the organized, the real education into the market until I discovered my current school, which is a full university. Right. So they really have a full program on internet marketing, at both bachelor's and master's degree program. So I feel that would be very.
So you've really been all of it. I mean, on the connectivity side, all the way up now until the marketing.
Oh yes, my primary academic background is in engineering, mechanical engineering. So I'm very technical background. But I discovered that the thing is not the internet is not about technology anymore. It's more like art, sociologies, and all that is not really business. So I feel we need to really acquire skills in business and sociology, psychology. Because to sell stuff online, you need to understand the psychology of the users. You need to know how they behave. You need to know how they think. These are body of knowledge that were really reserved for, psychologists and sociologists. And when you talk about social media too, it's actually about social. Yeah, so
exactly. Social
so
interactions.
It's nothing really technology or technical there. Right. And then to launch any kind of website, even as sophisticated as our reporters, is just to know the tools to use. Right, exactly. So the tools are even freely affordable.
To get it out there and to market it correctly so the more people see it and they're drawn to your site or your social media platform, etc.
Exactly.
So what have you seen since you started marketing until now? Businesses, obviously, I mean, it's very easy to say that they've been migrating to the internet, so to speak. Even businesses that had no traditional presence on the web have been moving. Has it been profitable, and is there a set way to do it, or does it end up being a case-by-case basis with different companies needing very different ways to enter the online community?
Yeah, thank you very much. I think sometimes it goes like, is either every business must be internet business or they are not business at all, according to the quote by Bill Gates. But the marketing on the internet is very simple, but very easy. But it's not very straightforward. But if you understand the fundamental concept, it becomes very much easier. What I want to share with the viewer is that on the internet, there are different channels that you use to market. Your website may be one of them, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, even games, podcasting, different kind of channels that you concentrate your effort on.
Do they all have like their own marketing way? I mean, each unique. Like if you use podcasts, you have to do it this way. If you use social media, there's certain.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Because each of them represent different audience.
Right.
For example,
okay.
like Deola, I was talking to her. Both of us we connect on LinkedIn.
Okay.
But I don't have connection with her on Facebook. So the way people on LinkedIn, the way they think, they behave, the kind of post you make on LinkedIn, you can't make the same post on Facebook.
Right.
You cannot make the same post on Twitter. But though most people do the same post across all channels, but it's different audience. So it's being able to understand the audience, just like we're on SaharaTV right now. We know our viewers, our audience, which are mostly coming from Nigerian or African communities, you know. So we know these are audience. Right. So that's actually what is important in marketing.
So I know there's been this issue of an age gap. So a lot of the internet, particularly YouTube and all these new social media platforms, I know older individuals are starting to come on actually in great numbers, but originally it was like 25 to maybe 35-year-olds are the primary markets on some of these social media platforms are the ones behind a lot of this technology, or the ones that know how to use it most readily. So how is it for businesses that come in, maybe themselves are part of an older generation that didn't readily use the internet to do their business, or how do they reach out to an audience which may be part of that generation?
Yeah, okay, you may, can you ask a question?
Yeah,
again?
so like the age group difference, I know like all the young people, they're very into the internet and they're very into being technologically driven, but maybe older generations aren't so much. So what are the challenges to reach out to them, to either collect them as part of your audience within your business, if that's your traditional base?
Yeah, what I would like to say is that, yeah, that's very important. What I would like to say is that, you know, like you mentioned the age gap. I will describe it, I will use this analogy. You know, the young ones, those in the 25 below, they're like citizens. You know, I came to the States when I was very mature. I was over 30, I'm more than 40 years now. So I'm more like an immigrant to this country. Okay. So you cannot compare me with somebody born here. So he's citizen by birth, by everything. So the way those older generations are immigrants into the internet, but that does not really mean they cannot still have their stake in the opportunity the internet brings. But people, the younger generation, it's very natural with them to really, with use of internet, with little or no training, they could grab how to use any kind of tools very easily. So, and I was with one of my clients yesterday here in New York. So I was trying to set up an online marketing strategy for him. But while I was discussing, so I saw a lot of gap of things that, where do I start from? So luckily for me, while I was discussing, his son, who is a teenager, like 19, just walking. Oh, so they're already using Instagram to do that. Oh, cool. So I felt comfortable with that. Okay. Let me take the guy's number as a contact. They will not be the one I'll be meeting with us. So that's so for a company, big company that want to work, set up online strategy, it's better to involve younger generations because it's natural with them. And I read some time ago there's some legislations that are reducing the age with which, you know, by law, labor law, there are certain age that are considered a child labor, that you cannot, child abuse, that you make a child, you know, involved. But they discovered that working online for a 10 years or 12 years old, they could do better than what a 20 years or even college degree would do. So, but if they earn income, how would they report it on their income? Maybe on their income tax return or so many other things or so many other complications.
Right, so it poses, actually that's very interesting because now it poses problems. You have this younger generation that's more readily acceptable to work and to know how to work much better, like you said, than the 20 or 30-year-olds, but yet the labor laws in existence bar them from doing so. Exactly.
So what is important for us is to know how to manage them. So why they do the job, but with the adults be the one managing them.
Right. Yeah. Also, let's turn to Nigeria now, where you said you did your work in first education before coming to the United States. Now, internet connectivity has grown. I mean, I know there's some issues with power, electricity, and even internet connectivity and within the country, but have you seen business opportunities? Has it leveled the playing field a little bit? Because I know there's quite high youth unemployment in Nigeria these days. And so have the youth been able to take advantage of some of these, maybe reaching outside of Nigeria proper online to take advantage of some of these business opportunities?
Oh, thank you very much for these questions. It's a very big opportunity coming to Nigeria. A friend of mine that's actually planning a big time, like Amazon-like e-commerce in Nigeria. We did some analysis together. He told me, though, maybe was it Globalcom? They would do some the undersea cable for internet connectivity actually being completed or so. So I look into that. That is one. Then when you look at if that one is there, so the internet connectivity will be very will be very available and affordable to a lot of people.
Okay.
But the one we should look into right now, maybe the thinking is that maybe accessing internet from regular PC or laptop, but now accessing the internet from mobile devices like phone, iPad, So it's really doesn't make any difference from. So and these are what many Nigerians use to access the internet. So and I strongly believe that if we take advantage of this opportunity, we could create a lot of opportunities, jobs. But, I know of some site like what's it called, Jumia.com. Jumia.com. There are foreigners that came to Nigeria.
Oh wow!
And they set up, stores, online store here and there. And they really, when you check their lesser ranking, they are top because they are top ranking in terms of traffic. But what does that tell me is that if people are visiting sites, that they have something they find something they are looking for there. So when I spoke with one of the owners of the site, they said the kind of explosion in terms of, say, the experience was beyond their imaginations. That means people are ready for e-commerce in Nigeria. People to buy things online, sell things online.
Right.
But the other concern for most Nigerians, which is applicable everywhere, is being comfortable with, like, is it in terms of trust? Will they be able to trust? Probably. If I give out my credit card information online,
will it be safe?
Will it be safe and all that? But gradually, with the usage, people are become
more familiar. On top of that, though, I think that that's a very important issue to address, because around the world, we've seen, along with the business opportunities of e-commerce and people bringing their business online, we've also seen the rise of scamming and fraud, particularly on the internet. I wondered if you could speak on that. Is there a reason that, is it just easier? And obviously there's even a lot of money. I know there's been reports of people, that was their whole income coming in, and they get quite a lot of income. Especially, there are some elements of the Nigerian youth that unfortunately have turned to fraud on the internet and actually have pulled in quite a bit of money. Is it just the ease maybe of doing so that choose them, rather than businesses that they may have, there's a bit more difficulty still with the business opportunities setting them up? Or, because there's a lot of youth unemployment, so obviously they don't have many places to turn.
I think what is responsible for that is just it requires an easy way out. A lot of people all over the world, they are not being sincere and honest. So they just take advantage of weakness of people. Maybe I come over to you, hey, David, if you give me $20, I'm going to give you $20,000. But you should know that could not make sense.
Of course.
But most people, they want easy way. So those, the giver and the taker, they want the easy way out. But they know within themselves, they know that could not possible. But because that is a human nature, so they capitalize on the weakness of human beings. So, which is it's like limiting yourself. Because I know of a guy in Nigeria that I know of a guy called the owners of Nairaland.com. So when I do do a report on the site and see what the potential what that guy will be making from AdSense alone, it should be around about $10,000 every month. Wow. So it's like, and I do believe anybody can do that.
Right, there's opportunity there just through basic advertising things.
Just too much. And so many other successful websites that there's no legislation that limits you how far you could go online. No, you could be free of taxes, no taxes to pay. So it's like, it's just the best. It's just the best opportunity that could come right now. And I think the complaint I receive from a lot of people is the power, the electricity.
Of course,
So, and I strongly believe the electricity, the power solution is solved. Nigeria will be the best place to do business. Great. And the other area will really encourage Nigerians to participate is probably, just like we have in Asian country, outsourcing. It's like I need to get a job done, so I can quickly call in Nigerians. They get the job done for me. What I'm saying is that a lot of people in Asia, like India, some other Eastern Europe, the cost of living over there is very low, so they can take up employment with someone right here.
Perhaps at a lower cost than it would be to do it.
Exactly. And there are many Nigerians from Africa which are abroad that has employee, So via Skype, I can have somebody in Lagos that will log in. Via Skype, we'll be looking at ourselves. Then we'll be working. If my client come here, that's the guy who'll be working on your graphics.
Okay.
So you look at the guy on the screen, tell him what you want, and so the Nigerians should look, those Nigerians back home, they should look into that, getting employment with, companies
outside of Nigeria.
Outside of Nigeria.
Right.
Yeah, because the trend I saw over the years is that many companies in Nigeria, they want to be the best in Nigeria and best in West Africa. So they don't really know that they can actually be go beyond the scope of Nigeria. Yeah, be the best in the world.
Just one final question on this topic. You, of course, were educated in Nigeria to begin with before coming here to the United States and even did work in internet technology in Nigeria. Now, there's been numerous reports that the state of education, particularly university education, has fallen some in Nigeria over the years. Do you feel that there's still good enough education for the computer sector and for information technology, internet technology? I mean, a lot of youths are looking outward, going abroad to universities. Recently, there was like over 1 million students that took the university exam. Only 500,000 could get accepted. I mean, like you were saying, there's many Nigerians currently that can do these kind of jobs, that understand the internet, that are ready. But I mean, going forward, what's going to happen to the future if they can't get the university education that's needed for them to learn these skills?
Yeah, thank you very much for that question. This is where the internet comes in. Like, it's a challenge to many entrepreneurs. We could look into setting up online universities. Before I started I take my classes online, and it's as real as if it's real physical. So there is no limit to the number of people that can be in a class.
Right. So
you could set up many classes, as many as possible. So that should be the area where we should go into. But what the argument would be, how about power? How about money to buy the laptops and all the software they use to do that? But if we really, look beyond that and look at it very critically and set up online educations in collaborations with more advanced institutions that really have experience in those areas, that would be really great.
Okay, thank you for that.
Thank you too.
And thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you too, David.
Viewers, this was Mr. Ibikunle Francis, trailblazer in internet technology and internet marketing in Nigeria, as he said. And now he is here working in Dallas, Texas in internet marketing with companies both in the U.S. and Nigeria and even in other countries abroad. Thank you so much for tuning in with us here on this particular segment of Sahara TV. Stay tuned. We will be taking your Skype calls coming up next, as well as later in the program, giving you our regulars, Dr. Damages, and Keeping It Real with Adiola.